an unpaid consultant, if you were, to help somebody figure out what it is they need. So those are the kinds of stories that are woven throughout the book.
Okay. Wow, that sounds great. Have you watched the video or seen the Joe Polish talk about this?
I have.
So there's the great video that he put up is Selling Evil, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I've shown it to when I used to be a professor, some of my entrepreneurship classes of like, if you guys think selling is bad, listen to this, because it's true. Like everything that we get information all comes from somebody helping us, and that's what a salesperson does. Is really the good ones are there to help you. So I think that's great that your book also continues with that idea. Yeah,
well, thank you. And there's one chapter in it that's actually called "Speak the Language of Yes, but Take No for an Answer," and it talks a little about how to get beyond rejection. Mm-hmm. As we talked earlier, how do you take that, the 20th no of the day? And so there are some techniques in there that I teach that to help others to be able to get beyond that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm curious in your own life, because you're a busy guy and you're a writer, speaker, and now you're working with all of these amazing sports teams. Are there rituals, routines that you do and structure your day to give you success throughout the day?
It's on occasion I have to slap myself because I get so busy in the doing that I forget to continually do the things that got me here. Mm-hmm. And I think any entrepreneur that has been in my position would relate to this, is that you become very busy in in getting done what you have sold. And then when you get that part done, you work back and you say, ooh, I got to go back and sell now. And fill the pipeline again. And so, there is some of that I run into. And I have to admit, I'm not the most disciplined guy. Mm-hmm. Because there are so many exciting projects that come my way that I want to dive into. So one of the things that I've done on a regular basis is that I promise myself that I will talk to at least 5 people every day about hiring me or doing some sort of a joint venture or a partnership or something. 5 people who have the potential to buy me. Okay. No matter what. If I'm on the East Coast doing some work in Boston, for example, I will make sure that I carve some time out at the end of the day, because that means that Central Time and Mountain Time and Pacific Time, they're still at work after my 5 o'clock is done. So that I will reach out to 5 people somewhere on the other side of the world, of the U.S., that could potentially do work with me. Okay. And go ahead, please.
Is that phone calls, emails? Which do you do?
Oh, my rule has always been phone calls, but I would, and I've kind of allowed myself emails as well. Okay. But it's those contacts. It's getting there. I have found, while it seems somewhat old-fashioned, the good old phone that rings and there's still voicemail on the other end, and you can still leave voicemail and hang up, and they actually get your message. Even though they don't return my call on occasion, I know that they have received it. And in my business, I know that when the need for sales training or consulting comes up, that part of their brain will go to the several messages I may have left that they had not returned. I can't guarantee that, but that's my hope, and I know many of the people have done that. And my persistence has been pretty good. I've had one client in particular that had said he had interest. Mm-hmm. I had called back at least a dozen times. And it happened to be a break at one of the other sessions that I was doing that I said, you know what, I'm going to call so-and-so. And so I did in that 10 minutes. And he picked up the phone and he was laughing on the other end. He said, you are the most persistent guy. I had to take this because if you can teach my people half of what you're doing, I have to hire you. And so I guess one of those secrets is to always kind of practice what I preach. Mm-hmm. In that if I mention persistence in a way that others have emulated, then I'd better well do it myself. So that's one of the rituals that I have, 5 a day to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. The other is just to continually keep an excellent record of who you talk to and what you say. In our business, it's called CRM, or customer relationship management. There are CRM tools that many teams have that individuals would have that are very affordable. Some are more affordable than others. But it's a way in which to keep track so you know who to call 3 weeks from now or 6 weeks from now. An old-fashioned calendar works just fine, but there are other tools like Infusionsoft and many others that are designed to be able to keep track of you. And so that's one thing that if anyone was doing this, I would certainly recommend.
Sure. I'm actually looking at a lot of CRMs right now for the company that I work with. What CRMs do you like? So are you, like you said, Infusionsoft, do you like Sugar versus HubSpot?
Well, HubSpot's been, everyone has its own strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Infusionsoft is maybe the most popular right now.
Okay.
In terms of what's happening and how much it can do. It's a very robust software suite. And, for those who know how to do it really well, it's great. I find myself a little frustrated with it because I'm not a software guy. And so in order for it to do what it really needs to do, I need somebody else to help me do it.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of a disappointment to me that I've got to, hire somebody else to be able to do what I hope that this thing does. Sure. So Infusionsoft is fabulous. And if, at $250 a month or up, it's not for everyone. Right. Sugar and some of the others that are there are some others, and if you just Google it, and I don't know the names of them, I'm actually looking into some of them right now. There's one called outconnecting.com, which is actually a subset of one of the larger ones. It's a white label, which claims to be simpler and less expensive, which I like. Yeah. So it's not an easy decision to make, but boy, once you're married to one, it's really tough to get off. It's like crack, you don't want to go away. It's so much harder to get away from it, and so I'm struggling a little with that right now.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean because I'm going through the process right now with sales reps because I want them to explain what makes their system better versus the other, and it's just I'm actually, let's say I'm excited to talk to the sales reps because I want them to explain as much as they can about their system. But you're right.
Well, you should, and it's good that they have sales reps, and you should drink it in. But I would also tell you that if you have a LinkedIn group or something you can talk to say, I'm considering this and this and this, what's been your experience? LinkedIn groups to me have been extraordinarily helpful.
Okay. Oh, LinkedIn versus like a Facebook group?
Well, I find LinkedIn to be more professional oriented.
Okay.
Where I feel Facebook is kind of like your backyard barbecue.
Okay.
So if you have some professionals that have the experience and the stuff that you do that you trust enough in your Facebook group to be able to do that, then by all means do it. I generally try and separate those out a little bit. My Facebook is really more my really close friends and people that you're not afraid to belch around, and the others, the LinkedIn guys, I want to stay a little more, not suit and tie, but a little more business casual over there.
Sure, that makes sense. What would you say is the best advice you've ever received?
Wow. I've been fortunate. I mentioned here before we started that yesterday was my dad's 80th birthday, and we had a party here at the house, and my dad is very soft-spoken. He's been a financial consultant for many, many years and still working today. And, I think, the country song, Always Be Humble and Kind, is something that my dad was always that way. And I think without really ever telling me that, we had a little discussion about it yesterday. And I think that's been the secret of his success, is that whole humble and kind thing. And I think I've attempted to live that out. And I'd have to say that's probably the single best advice that I was given that really never was given. I just watched through, his performance, that humility and kindness. And I think that even though you might not get the job sometimes by being humble and kind, I think sometimes that you're the better for it, because if people notice that and they take note of the fact that this is who you are, it comes back to you in ways that you never imagined.
Oh, that's wonderful advice. Thank you. If the people listening would like to get a hold of you and then find out more about what you're working on, what is the best way they can do that?
I have a few ways to do that. I have a pretty cool website called stadiumgorilla.com that's got some stuff on it, some resources that you can look at. My email, and anybody can reach out. I don't do this, behind the cloak of secrecy, these great big guys in the back. I don't care. Call me, reach me. It's all right. Yeah. I'm email at bill@the800poundgorilla.com. Okay. And you can reach me. My office number is 815-932-5878. My office is in lovely Bourbonnais, Illinois.
Oh, nice.
About an hour south of Chicago, not known for much of anything. We are the training camp home of the Chicago Bears. We have the lovely Kankakee River, and we have Olivet Nazarene University. Those are our 3 crown jewels.
Oh, excellent. Well, definitely worthwhile to checking out. That's great. But yeah, I will put the information in the show notes so people can just click through and contact you that way.
You bet. And it's funny. Many people ask me, they say, I want to get into the sports business. How do I get into the sports industry? How do I do that? And what ways in which would you recommend that I make that happen? I began partnering with an outfit called Sports Management Worldwide that offers 8-week online courses in how to do certain things. If you wanted to be a sports agent or a sports scout or a GM in hockey or some sort of a scout in soccer. So there's almost 30 different 8-week courses. The course that I teach is called Break Into Sports.
Okay.
And I, along with 2 other terrific guys, Tom Leip, who's been in minor league baseball forever, and Greg Hilton, who's the VP of ticket sales for the Indianapolis Colts, the 3 of us are the mentors for this class, which is we do live chats once a week, and it has helped others fuel their own careers in sports. And it's the one thing I recommend to anybody who's looking into that. And if you want to look at all the courses and such, it's at smww.com for Sports Management Worldwide. And happy to answer any questions you have because you already have my phone number.
Right. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for putting that resource out there. That's great.
You are very welcome.
So, Bill, thank you so much for chatting with me this morning. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate the opportunity, Yuri. Good luck to you and to everyone there, and I'm happy to reach out or take your calls or whatever correspondence you'd like.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Advance Your Art podcast. If you like this episode, please go into iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button so that every single time I release a new episode, it will go directly to you without even thinking about it. If you're interested in hearing older episodes, please go to advanceyourart.com where you can find the catalog of everything I've done so far, as well as contact information and projects I'm working on. Thank you again, and have a great day.